Hey guys, Christian Babcock here from the Hunter's Advantage, back again with another gear review video. Today we're going to be talking about the Trophy Ridge 5-spot quiver, and I'm going to talk to you guys about the pros, the cons, and the reason why I chose this quiver for my 2021 hunting rig. To start off, bows nowadays are so expensive. Most flagship bows are MSRPing for over $1,000, and that's before you put on a sight, stabilizer, a rest, a quiver, peep sight, a D-loop. All these things add up. And I think there's areas in a bow build where you can cut corners and save money, and there's other areas where you cannot do that. Areas I would not do it is a sight and a rest, but areas where I look to save some money is a quiver and a stabilizer. And that's one of the reasons I chose the Trophy Ridge 5-spot quiver for my bow this year. The first reason I bought the quiver was price point. This quiver is available for $29.99 on Amazon right now, and I think you can get it at Academy for $39.99. It holds 5 arrows. I've got 5 Easton 300 spine 5mm FMJs in here, and it's a pretty basic quiver. In short, this is just a pretty cheap 5-arrow quiver that I think does the job. So let's talk about some of the features. To start, it has a Trophy Ridge containment system right here. It'll hold 5 broadheads pretty easily. One thing it doesn't have that maybe would have been nice is some sort of foam insert here. So the broadheads kind of just sit down in there. They're not actually anchored in anything. Another thing I like about the quiver that I think most cheap quivers don't do is it has 2 systems for containment. So there's 2 actual places on the quiver that hold the arrows. It's got 2 points of contact. And I really like that because on the ready to hunt rigs that people buy with the cheap quivers, they typically only have 1 of those. And sometimes that allows for the arrows to rattle around, which is not good. This actually has 2. So there's 2 points where the arrows are being contained. And I really appreciate that, especially on a cheap quiver. So here's my Prime Nexus 4. This is my hunting rig, and I'll quickly show you guys how I connect this to my bow. So I have my bow here, and on the connect system that actually goes into the housing by the bow sight, it simply flips up, opens up a containment pin right here. You grab the quiver, which has 2 knobs on it. First one goes on top, and the second one just clips in just like that. Once you've got the quiver in, pull it down, and that locks it in. I've had absolutely no issues with this thing rattling or moving around, and that's one of the reasons I love it. It's really hard to beat this quality at this price point. One thing you can also do with the quiver is you can move it up and down based on the length of your bow, where you want your arrows to sit. I think most people are gonna want their arrows to sit above the cam. That way when they put that bottom cam on their knee or on the ground, the arrows aren't digging into the ground. And then when you wanna take the quiver off, boom, you pull up that cap and it just simply comes off. If you're enjoying the video so far, make sure to subscribe before the video ends and hit the bell notification so you know when we post more content. Let's get back into it. Another cool feature about the quiver is this braided loop that it has right here. When you have your hooks drilled in the tree that you're gonna be hanging your bag, your bow off of, you want something pretty sturdy to hang your quiver off of. So this braided loop is really easy for just hanging your quiver, and it'll hang just like that. I in the past have had cheap quivers that don't have this loop, and I've had to kind of jam it in between arrows, and then I've had wind gusts blow, and I've watched my quiver clink all the way down to the ground as it's fallen out of the tree. You're not gonna have to worry about that on this quiver. I'd say one of the cons of the quiver is it kind of feels, some areas of it feel kind of cheap. They feel sort of just rubberized and plasticky. But one of the things about a quiver is a really nice one might cost you $150 for 5 arrows. And this one is $29 on Amazon. So let's say you do break it. You can break it 5 times over and still not spend as much money as you would on a normal quiver. So for that reason, this is an area where I see you can save $100 in building your bow rig, getting yourself a nice cheap quiver, and if it ends up breaking, get another one. I've used this quiver for 2 years and have had absolutely no issues with it. It does feel a little cheaply made, but for the price, you absolutely can't beat it. I think Trophy Ridge has really taken a minimalistic design approach with this quiver, and it shows that it's well thought out and hang on your tree hook when you're hunting, and that's it. It does that, it gets out of the way of itself, and for that reason, it's gonna be what I'm gonna be using on my 2021 hunting rig. So if you're like me and you're looking to save a few bucks on building your new rig, the Trophy Ridge 5-spot quiver is one of the areas that I believe you can do it. For $29.99, there's not much better on the market. I know there's a lot of other brands like Blackout that offer a similar quiver at a similar price point, but I've used Trophy Ridge and they've been quality products every time I've used them. So I'm gonna keep rocking with this quiver until I see a compelling reason to switch. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like on the video, and hit the bell notification so you know when we post more content. Appreciate you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.